great business.
Oh, we know why you saying that.
Oh, hello.
It's morbid.
Thanks, Jules. What's going on with you, bro? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No countdown, nothing.
Okay. Can you hear the music? Alright. Turn the music down. Sean and Brent from Rockets. How you doing, B?
What's up? Welcome back.
Welcome back to Rockets TV. We have an esteemed guest, Rich Mahog. You've been sitting next to me for 2 minutes.
I
even saw loves and hugs and kisses there.
And now you want to give me the... Anyway, how's it, guys? It's been a week. It's been a proper week where we have experienced a joy on Wednesday. Last week, Wednesday, we experienced a lot of joy by opening again, and that was soon followed by a lot of disappointments, I think. A lot of disappointments, because what we've experienced in the entire restaurant industry in itself is experiencing is that we are not out the woods by any means. In actual fact, we are deeper into the woods than I've ever currently thought we would be.
Yeah.
You know, it's there's two things going on right now. Half the people are incredibly scared of the virus that's going on, and the other half of the people who are not taking cognizance of the virus and not buying into possibly how dangerous it is, and I'm on the fence with that. I don't. There's a you know, a lot of people saying that it's not that dangerous. There's a lot of people saying it is that dangerous. So the half that are believing it are stay home. The other half that aren't believing it are not coming to restaurants because you can't drink at restaurants.
Yeah.
And that for our industry in general is nothing short of catastrophic. So we're going to get to a point where, fine, we open and now we are incurring costs.
Yeah.
Speaking on behalf of the industry here. So the lights are on. As soon as the lights are on, the landlords are on you. Boom. Okay, so you're trading.
Yeah.
If you're trading, you must be paying rent. Yeah. And if your lights are on, you're obviously paying for those lights. You're paying for electricity. If you're cooking, you're paying for gas. If you are staff serving the meals, you're paying salaries. So we are incurring basically operating normality in terms of our cost that we are having to suffer, but there's no revenue.
Yeah, especially, I mean...
There's no revenue. So if you take the fact that if you look at the ratios that we as a brand earn, 70% of our income is alcohol based, 30% is food based. Okay. And if you look at that, Rich, so the 30% that's food based, it's not like we're making 30%. That 30% spend is done by people eating food while they are drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, maybe 1%. If you look at our non-alcoholic beer sales and non-alcoholic beverage sales, they make up probably 0.1% of our total revenue. Yeah, this big girly pants drink here.
Yeah.
Okay. This will make up less than 0.1% of our revenue. So you can see how not being able to serve alcohol will...
No, completely.
It shoots us out the park.
Completely. People want to be at home, rather drink at home, be with their friends at home,
dine in,
know that they can drink at home. They can't
dine
drink
in.
out.
So and it's winter.
Yeah.
So if you want to stay warm, you want to stay safe, you want to drink alcohol, what do? You stay home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Are you guys doing deliveries, food deliveries?
We are doing deliveries, but remember, we are not like a food delivery brand. We worry about how, for us, food is theatre.
Yeah.
And if you subscribe to that food is theatre phenomenon, we worry about the time it takes from the pass in the kitchen to the table. Putting it on the back of an Uber delivery bike it's hard for us. It's dangerous for our food. It's dangerous for us as a brand because our food is not arriving how it should arrive.
Yeah.
So while you might make some money during deliveries, you are not making that money in terms of when things open and come back to normality. Because I mean, if you look at that group, I hate that group at Josie Restaurants, or whatever it is, these online groups.
Yeah.
You see restaurants getting slated by how their food arrives, and that's not the restaurant's fault.
No.
Yeah.
It really isn't the restaurant's fault.
It's touching hands in different hands all the time. Like, I mean, like you say, from the restaurant to the delivery guy, on the bike to the customer. It's a problem.
It's a problem. So as an industry, it's been a week of this is harder for us than in lockdown, and we actually wrote a post today. I need to send it out. That we are worse off out of lockdown in terms of level 3 advanced than what we were.
Yeah.
Because the revenue is not there to sustain the costs.
Yeah, you'd rather just have the lights off completely then.
It is better.
Because they don't incur any costs.
It is better.
Running costs.
For us, in terms of revenue versus expenses, we are better as a brand to have the doors closed and to wait.
Yeah.
You know, and that leads us on to, we always have a common sense is not so common, Richie, segment. So again, I mean, we spoke about it last week, common sense is not so common. We are the only country in the world, and I asked Brent's wife, Tracy, to look this morning, are there any other countries that are doing no alcohol in a sit-down restaurant? And we are the only one.
Only ones.
We are the only ones that are doing no alcohol in a sit-down.
Really, in the whole world.
No.
The entire world, we're the only ones. And you can say, okay, we are doing no alcohol because they are worried about what's going to happen with certain environments, shebeens as such, that you can't control. When alcohol's out there, you can't stop the mingling.
Yeah.
But again, it's not a sit-down restaurant.
Yeah.
Our clubs aren't open for that exact fact. But if it's
Yeah.
a sit-down restaurant, surely you can serve alcohol.
Yeah.
Surely you can, because in a sit-down restaurant, you can control spacing, you can control people coming in terms of temperature,
Yeah.
wearing masks. Everything that you need to do to limit the spread of the disease can be taken and done in a restaurant. So what this no alcohol has done, it's given rise to an explosion of house parties.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I know this.
All over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You frequent them.
I've heard.
You go.
I've heard
He's the party planner.
You're like Mr. House Party.
I've heard Oaks are hitting prize, all sorts of games nights, you know.
So can I ask you a question? At these house parties that you're throwing, Richard,
that I've heard of, yes.
that you are throwing,
Yes.
do you sit there at the door with the temperature control, stopping anyone above 37.5
I
coming
would
in?
hope these guys are doing that.
Are they actually wearing masks when they walk
I'd
in?
hope.
Are they
these
wearing
guys
masks?
Are wearing masks. I'd hope. I can only hope.
And everyone at the
Yeah.
house party, are they seated with tables 1.5 meters apart?
Dude, you know, you have a shot and folks are high-fiving each other.
When you have a tequila, you don't go like...
What about a
It's a-
Hamdi? A
it's a-
passing of the Hamdi?
Yes,
It's a
are they-
COVID cesspool. I
are
don't
they-
lie.
Yeah.
It is. A house
Yeah.
party is a COVID cesspool.
Yeah.
It's the same as the ban on cigarettes, and I know that's a personal favorite topic of yours.
Yeah.
At least we know the logic behind banning cigarettes, because there's certain people we won't speak of are making a whole ton of cash.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay? Yeah, we know that. But in terms of the logic for banning alcohol at a sit-down restaurant,
No.
it doesn't make sense, guys. It doesn't.
Yeah.
They did it in India for 2 weeks and then they brought it back.
No. That was in this.
In the beginning
The
stage.
Indian one was a level 5 lockdown, same as us, where they banned alcohol.
Yes.
But they did it for 2 weeks and they realized that was a mistake,
Yeah.
and they brought it
Yeah.
back again.
Yeah.
It's only us who carried on.
Yeah.
And then when we opened up bottle stores, okay, fine, that's one thing. We're the only country on earth that said no alcohol in restaurants.
Yeah. You know, I think alcohol, you know, in terms of just like the transmission of the disease and spreading of it, if you want to call it dangerous, you know, and it makes people susceptible to the virus or whatever it is, I think you might as well just open up cigarettes then, because, you know, you share drinks with people, you don't often share cigarettes with people, you know, so you might as well just have the cigarettes going, or
That's when you fast
nothing
as
at
well.
all. Nothing at all.
When you
Alcohol
fast as
doesn't.
well.
But now
When you
there's
fast as well.
but
When
now
you
that
fast is all, when people smoke, they put saliva on the paper.
But you know that now that cigarettes are banned, the sharing of, because cigarettes are hard to come by, there's much more sharing of cigarettes,
Yes.
which is basically doing, you know, when they
I don't know
put
what to tell you.
saliva on the
I
paper.
don't know what to tell you. I think something fishy is going on there. I won't lie.
You
The
think?
cigarettes, yeah.
Oh, you know.
Because you know these cigarettes you find in the black market right now, they're too accessible.
Yeah.
And why where these guys wholesaling them, where they getting them from?
Yeah.
That whole operation is a bit too organized for my liking.
Yeah. What are you smoking at the moment?
Nothing. What can I smoke?
I'm smoking sharp.
I refuse to give these people a plug because they're ready. You know, they've got the formula.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
You know what I'm smoking.
Okay, wait. Listen, for the show we're doing something cool today.
You've got media. That's something cool.
We have you with something very cool.
Yeah.
We've
I don't do
actually,
this type of shit, by the way. Can I swear on you?
you can do what you want,
Oh, okay.
as long as you don't get naked. For
Alright.
anything that's
Yeah.
you can
Alright.
definitely
Alright,
bust a couple of F-bombs.
I don't do this type of shit, but yeah, I did because, you know, I like
Yeah, because you're not behind
kinda like
AKA
you
TV or
guys.
anything like that.
No.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Okay, so in our show today, what we're doing is we've had massive technical issues because of Jules. Jules' sound card blew, but it's what we're going to bring Marc into studio, our chef, because we want to actually understand a little bit about what goes into cooking and what chefs go through in terms of their training,
Yeah.
the decisions that make a chef do what they do, because chefs are incredibly funny breeds.
Weird.
Eh?
Oh, she's playing all the
Don't come
curriculum.
here. Don't come here. So we're going to have Marc in studio, which would be very cool. He's going to answer a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And then probably try and talk a lot of people out of becoming chefs.
Yeah, that's a good topic actually.
Yeah, it's like when you get people come and ask us, oh, I want to open a restaurant, what do I do? And the first question we ask is, well, why do you want to open a restaurant? And if we get, I like to cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to cook.
My
Number
mom
one.
taught me to
No,
cook.
not my mom taught me to cook. No, but
Yeah. That's funny that people's mothers teach them how to cook. That's funny for you.
Yeah, it is funny.
Okay.
Because you don't open a restaurant if your mother taught you how to cook.
No, that's not. I haven't heard my mother taught me how to cook. But no, what I do hear all the time is I love food. Number one, I love food, therefore I want to open a restaurant. Or two, I love to cook. If I hear any of those, then the first thing I say is don't become a restaurateur, please, because you're going to get murdered. The same with being a chef, and Marc will speak about that. And then for our most esteemed guest, no offense, no offense to you, is ShejayGlam. Is going to be spinning the decks.
Okay. Real class.
Jules, can we focus on Shejay, please? We might have technical issues, but your ADD is also ravaging us today. Yeah, we want to introduce her. Yay!
Yeah. Can you get better mic, guys? We're going to mic. You're going to switch it on.
Hello, hi.
Can you hear it? I have to check. Okay. Who the DJ name is, by the way? We know you as the rapper. Not everybody knows that.
I didn't know that. Told me right now. I didn't know that.
Bringing us your beautiful little boy in the back there. He's eating some of Rocket's food. So we're going to be listening to tunes tonight. Thank you. And then we're going to start asking you some Let's get on to it.
Yeah.
Shall we? Because we kind of done comments. We've done we'll get to it now. But only if you answer questions correctly can you get reloaded.
Alright, cool. There's correct and incorrect answers. Okay.
Yes.
About my person.
Yes, you want to know. Okay.
Cool.
Richard Mahogany.
Yes, sir.
What's your real name?
Javon Govinda.
So that's a way cooler name than Richard Mahogany.
No way,
Did
man.
you
I know
call
at least like 6 million Jabus.
In Joburg.
I bet you got a few in Zim too. Yeah, that doesn't work for me.
And the Mahogany?
Yeah.
What is that? The Anchorman.
Anchorman. Actually, I'm a huge Will Ferrell fan.
As you know.
You're not a bigger Will Ferrell fan than I am because
I don't know if you win a contest, but okay, you win.
Where does Rich Mahogany come from? If you're such a big Will Ferrell fan.
From what's it called? The Anchorman with his desk.
No,
it's made of real mahogany.
It's not. It's from a scene where he's talking to Veronica Cornerstone, who was the first female anchor, right?
Yeah.
And then he was trying to like chat her up, and he says to her, "I don't know if you know why I'm kind of a big deal. My apartment has many leather-bound books, and it reeks of rich mahogany." So he said at his party.
So why don't you call yourself leather-bound book?
What movie is it?
Anchorman.
So Sean was right. So
he
understood. You got it.
But he said the desk.
He's right. Doesn't matter.
You should have called yourself leather-bound books.
Yeah, that also works. You can take that. That's not available. Yeah.
Okay, so we met you 3 years ago when we opened.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I was one of the first guys to
And like a lot of our clients,
give you guys some cultural relevance.
You're saying we weren't reference?
No, I mean like
Don is laughing.
I mean,
Donnie, can you get rid of him, please? No, but you were one of like sticks to mind. We've had in Rockets Branson. You know how many check-ins we've had? People sitting down and checking in. We've had 55,000 check-ins. Yeah.
Wow, that's a stat.
That's a stat.
Statistically speaking, it was 55,000.
And I know you're a stats guy.
Yeah.
So what makes you special is that you stood out, bro, from word go.
Yeah.
Because back then when we met you,
yeah.
I want to read this. Did you see? Sorry guys, just to digress. I want to just read what you sent to Jordan in terms of your bio. This is beautiful. So we asked Richard for his bio. This is what he sends. Champ, just say political marketer and fundraiser, lobbyist turned into A&R guru.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
But I want to go into political marketer. What were you doing? And for who?
So for about 12 years of my life, my early life, between the age of like, I don't want to say the age, but
how old are you now? You're 42.
Well, I'm going on 50 now.
Nice.
But yeah, so
you need to watch your weight when you get older.
You're
susceptible to COVID.
You do. But anyway, so I was for about 12 years. I was like raising funds for political parties, and I was on a sole mandate with the ruling party in this country, in the treasury. And I served about 4 administrations there.
Okay.
Yeah, raising funds. Yeah.
And then what made you stop? Because once in politics is always in politics kind of thing.
I might actually go back. I had a conversation with someone about this about 2 days ago. I might go back, but 12 years, man, of your early adult life, like it's pretty much like my whole life, So let's do some other things that I was also passionate about. I'm really passionate about music.
But no, don't go to music yet.
Yeah.
So, but is that where your creative side came from? Because obviously you're massively creative in terms of what you're doing now.
Yeah,
Political fundraising, you need
Yeah.
to think of avenues in
Yeah,
order
of
to
course.
get cash. So
Of course.
and that's very much a shoot from the hip position. Eh? What you decide to do is the direction that it takes.
Not to blow my own horn, but I'm gonna be humorous again for 2 seconds and say, yeah.
Completely.
Don't you have any effects?
Where's a little violin? You have a small violin for us here.
So I was actually the first African to be accredited by the American Association of Political Consultants,
Oh wow.
the European and the International Association. So I run like sustainable fundraising. So people normally like raise funds of political parties in an election run. They say we need your money because you're in an election campaign. Now I do all day, every day fundraising. So it's like sustainable fundraising and micro donor fundraising. So I actually, with my mentor Steve Beefels, we did that for about 12 years, and it was like an adaptation of what's police fundraising in the States to what we did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. It is.
Oh,
It is.
all right. So that's where
Sure.
you went from there into what though? Because you're nowhere near that now.
Yeah. Well, I'm just dabbling in a few things right now that I've always been passionate about.
No. But you haven't been in political fundraising for at least a year and a half, 2 years.
2 years. 2 years.
So now you're properly dabbling. What did you do in between? Because I know that you're still involved with Keenan a lot.
Yeah.
But you did Keenan's orchestra,
Yeah, orchestra. That was one of my first major productions.
which was a big hit.
Big hits. Well, one of the first times ever been done in the continent.
That was the first time I saw Times Square Casino, and now we're building a club on top. So you can take the credit for that.
So that IP again, it comes in.
Yeah.
So that's where he's the lobbyist.
Yeah, because he was asking me about a green screen the other day.
Oh no, we'll get
Yeah.
onto the green screen
Yeah.
that you stole from us.
Yeah. So he literally went to Times Square for the first time, where he now owns an establishment.
This is how you raise funds, but
through
talking
me.
rubbish.
Through
Yeah,
me.
politics.
So how much of Altitude Pretoria do I own, really? How much?
You have
We to find
the
out.
first cubicle's toilet paper.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah.
For the shit you're
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I want to get back onto you. But shall we cut through Rich's rubbish and have some songs?
Yeah, you
Sir,
need like an hour
that'd be cool.
special for me, though. You can't cram me in 15 minutes. It's crazy.
ShejayGlam, are you ready for
I'm
us?
surprised
eh?
that you do that.
Okay, let's have 2 songs.
I don't leave me. I didn't mean it. I didn't see it at all that you really love me. But I'm not believe, baby, of my car. I swear I need you, baby, in my life.
We're back. We're back with our technical issues.
We're back.
Yo,
That
check
was
Brent.
power.
Look outside if it's snowing. There's no technical issues
Well,
in the
that's why
crossover.
that's why there's a cold front coming.
It's a cold front. It's going to snow
I think
because
it's here already, yeah?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Shejay, I don't know what you're talking about. You being rusty, babe. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank
Was
you.
amazing.
Maybe she needs some resting
Hey?
bread.
Maybe she's what?
Maybe some resting bread.
Oh my
Resting.
gosh.
It's called resting.
You maybe you stop being in politics because of your jokes. Hey?
Never thought about that.
But you know what I love about you? You and I share the same thing in terms of South African talent.
Yeah.
Case in point. Alright?
Yeah.
Maybe not you, it skipped you. Bounced to me and Brent in terms of great South African talent.
Yeah.
But one song, two people that we've had playing, actually one guy on the show, Wandile. And then Tony Bala. Tony Bala as well as also played at Afroacoustics. I just want to play you. Are we allowed to play Tony Bala's new song?
You can play a snippet.
Okay, we're going to play a quick snippet of Tony Bala's new
I'm
song.
going to play one dealer first.
Okay, I'll play one dealer first because I know you probably lined it up first and I don't want to throw you off your...
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
I don't see Tony
Rich,
Bennett
listen to the
lined up
song.
yet.
Listen to the song. It's
Okay.
different to what we've just heard, but...
Where'd you find Tony?
This is Wandile. Wandile is recently unsigned. We're going to need a new record label, so we'll talk about that on the show. But we met them, we met them both playing at acoustic. Why can't we hear Tony?
And I was told they don't make your kind anymore. I was told things like that don't happen anymore. So I plant all the seeds and I make sure it's breathing. I want it all. Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right. You do me wrong, but your love is right. You do me wrong, but your love is right. You do me wrong. Just leave it all behind. Just text me when you're outside. Change your name if
Is he? Eh?
Unbelievable.
He's
I
amazing.
need to hear more.
No, not now.
I need to hear more. Yeah.
Only when you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll hear more of that. And then you play Tony Bala's one. Tony Bala's we don't have a music video for, but you
No,
can
we'll
hear.
play a bit of audio.
Yeah.
Okay, in a second.
Listen to this one. So this is not really. Is this released yet or not? Okay, we maybe shouldn't be playing this. We're just going to play a snippet. Listen to how good he is.
In a second.
Okay, we've got to just wait for Jules.
Alone, sitting in our empty home. You're a million miles away, but you're still here. I thought the darkness was gone when you brought the light along. And now you're gone, and I'm still here. You don't listen to a thing. First I need to save me before I let you break me. And now you're gone, and I'm still here.
See, I think, you know, as you ready? I mean, that's one of the coolest things that Rockets and Bryanston has afforded us, is because of the size of the venue and what we're able to put on. These are two artists that we've had here, and I'm sorry, but those two songs you could play. You could have told me they're straight out of the States. Not that the Americans are better than we are.
International standard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hugely international standard.
That's politically correct term. If you want to downplay our talent, that's what you say.
Talk louder.
Yeah. Okay. Mic me up, man.
Okay, so you were telling me what A&R is, because let's talk about your career more. So you've gone into basically big stage productions, which is what you did with Keenan, aka. And now you're into A&R. What's A&R?
Not now. I've always been into A&R.
Okay,
so that's like harnessing and finding new talent.
What does A&R stand for?
Well, it's an
Aggressive relationship.
So, but in terms of what I've done in that realm is that I've got the accolade of having 2 songs of the year from artists that I've discovered. You know, Lunatic. He produced the first South African hip hop record of the year, The Summers, with Karakara for KO and Kidex. That was the first one back in 2015, I think it was, and I discovered the talent. And I was instrumental in discovering Yanga, who has the song of the year that I called the SA Hip Hop Awards last year. So that's 2 out of 2.
What song was that?
Tadako.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's blowing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what we do. Hey, Donnie? Bro, that's one of our passions, is giving people with otherwise an unavailability in terms of being heard,
Yeah.
a platform to be heard. That's where Jules and I came up with Afroacoustic.
Yeah.
That's the exact reason, is to give South African talent a voice. Eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
People that need help.
Speaking of South African talent, Marc, come, let's go. So we're not actually tonight. We're not doing a cooking session. I want to bring Marc into studio because a lot of people will see a chef cooking. They don't actually know what makes a chef tick.
Yeah.
So we want to know what makes a chef tick for all those out there. So Marc is our exec chef of the group. Say hello, Marc.
I'm Marc.
Okay, thanks for being. You've seen him on the show before, but he's always cooking, but not up close and personal like this. So if there's one thing I know about chefs are just fucking weird.
Not normal.
Hey?
Yeah.
Especially the good ones. If you want a good chef, make sure that he is not a normal guy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I find the same with artists, you know.
Exactly. You need, I think it's like the normality is counteracted by a little bit of craziness, and the craziness is what gets the genius out.
Yeah.
That's what I really feel about chefs. Case in point.
Weird.
Case in point. Okay, so
Yeah.
I want to know, for the people out there watching, in terms of you growing up and becoming a chef, why did you, one day you just went, you know what, and don't say it because I love to cook, because it's more than that. I mean, people love to cook all over the world, but there's something that makes you go from a school-going child or whatever, saying, I'm going to be a professional cook, or a professional chef, I'm going to do this for a living.
Yeah, I think it's your first proper service where you get that rush. The food is obviously what you're doing.
But you must have had a hunch. You said, look, I'm going to go and dive into restaurants and...
Well, not really. It was kind of like a summer job. Like I needed a job as a teenager, and I got a job in a restaurant, TGI Fridays, and they stuck me on the pass, literally. And we all know the pass is
The busy pass.
You got to know. Yeah, it was a crazy pass. You got to know the menu, everything. On my first day, I literally got stuck, and I just had to on the fly. But when I walked out of there, the rush that you get from that, and the feeling of accomplishment, that was what was the hook for me. It was just, you just walk out of there full of adrenaline, and I think that's what hooked me more than anything else.
But as a child growing up, were you always in the kitchen?
Yeah, so I mean, I know you said like learning to cook from your mother and all of that, but I grew up in a Greek-German family, so food was very, very important to us.
Okay.
And yeah, I was always in the kitchen with my mom, helping bake, make lunch, do whatever. So I was always very around food the whole time.
Because I mean that needs to translate. You get, and you and I spoke earlier about it. So you'll have a lot of, now with MasterChef and all these cooking shows on TV, you get guys going, okay, cool, I want to go into hospitality and I want to cook and I want to be on TV. It's not about that, guys. Same as restauranteering is not about the glamour of restauranteering. If you want the most unglamorous industry in the world, own a restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, literally, it's about.
No,
So you kind of lost me in the jargon there. You said we all know the past.
A pass is, you know, on, if you ever watch Gordon Ramsay Kitchen Nightmares, you'll see things go wrong on the pass where, so they'll have people come into the restaurant and then they go focus on the kitchen.
Yeah.
The pass is where all the food comes out and the chef is calling the meals. So he's got a tickets on his ticket pass and he takes a ticket and he calls the meal. That's where things go wrong.
Table 5, chef.
Table 5.
Bring me the lamb, bring me the, where's the pasta, where's the... It's your funnel going out. It's basically an hourglass, the way I look at it. So the kitchen is if you look at an hourglass, so you've got the sand at the top and it all comes into the bottom. And that's your chef there, and then it funnels back out to the restaurant. So the pass is that little pass where everything passes through.
The pass is where things go wrong.
Yeah.
That is where the kitchen nightmares.
You mix up orders.
Yeah, boy.
You stuff it up real good.
You mess up your timings. You lose tickets.
Or the food takes long to get to the pass.
Yeah.
So it's the pass from the back of house to front of house.
Yeah.
That's the
and
problem.
if the most important part is communication. You know, even though we're in the back of house and we don't really communicate with customers, if we don't have a good communication with our kitchen as the chef on the pass, everything falls to pieces. If you're not on them and communicating 100% of the time on a busy shift, everything falls to pieces, and it can happen in a split second.
Yeah.
And there's so much that goes into pass, not just cooking. It's your planning, it's your recipes, it's your training, it's everything else that goes into that pass working, and you need a captain steering the ship.
Yeah.
But if you get it right, it's like the best job on earth. If you get it wrong, literally,
it's you walk out of there feeling
so
like
if you don't like the server, could you mess up the pass intentionally?
well, if someone wants to torpedo your restaurant, you're gonna have a chef who messes up the pass on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Look, you will have a
It's
chef
like
that's
food in the
done-
kitchen.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. In the
Yeah.
UK, is very, very competitive for the chefs, and guys do try sabotage each other because they want to get that edge. And it's as small as you turn around to grab a tong and the guys throw extra salt into your sauce, and you've tasted it and you're about to drop it off at the chef, and somebody's put in salt. The chef tastes it and too much salt, and he loses it completely. It is a very competitive industry, and guys can get deliberately do it. You don't want them to. You should be working as a team.
But when things go wrong, if you call it falling off the pass in restaurant jargon.
Yeah.
So if you have a chef that gets overwhelmed and he loses his track of where his tickets are and how to call, and a good chef, exec chef, or someone who's calling your pass will call up to 10 tickets. He'll know. It's basically, you could take him to Monty and make him count cards, because literally he will remember what's coming out.
So even though you're
I've
falling
worked
off the bone
in a restaurant in Monte Casino that used to get that crazy before the theatre, and there were times where I just had tickets in between my fingers, calling those tickets off while having a full speed rail just full of tickets. And you got to know, like I said, you got to know where every single thing is, where it is, how it's coming, what it's cooked. And if you drop one single ticket and that table waits an extra 10 minutes because you're scrambling looking for a ticket, you just got to have the memory to remember that there
there's
was
cooking
a ticket.
instructions as well on every ticket.
It's
not just to fit a steak. It's how they fit, how it's done, what it comes with, you know.
And that's like another thing, you know, like a lot of people, sorry to interrupt, but like people say, I love cooking. And that's where MasterChef comes in. It grates me. Like, these guys get 90 minutes to cook one dish. And I'm thinking, do you know how many meals we send out in 90 minutes? And it's a rare, medium rare, well done, medium rare, well done. You can have 30, 40, 50 steaks on your grill, and you've got to make sure every single one of those is perfect.
It's why a lot of, in these competitions where the master chef wins, or the person who wins, they get given a restaurant. Often, 9 out of 10 times, or 99 out of 100 times, that restaurant's an abject failure. Because you can...
what's
or case in point, we won't say the name, but it's that bad. So you'll have a chef who can cook one meal in 90 minutes, call 900 meals in a day. I mean, in rockets and bribes, we'll do up to, 2,000 meals?
Yeah.
Plus.
And that's,
Plus.
That's it. You know,
So there's got to be something crazy in your head that you want to do that for a profession.
Yeah, it's like I think it's. I
We
don't know
lost us.
if
Cameras just went off.
There we go.
Talking.
Camera went off.
Just went off.
it's almost a
Cameras off
sadistic
again.
part
Just keep talking.
of our
We're
personality.
cooking in the dark.
We do have a sort of sadistic personality where that abuse that we go through, if you want to look at it in those terms, you know, because you do, those services are brutal, you know, like when you're pumping upstairs in, you've got full restaurant,
Yeah.
you
It's
go
a
through.
podcast. It's a podcast.
It's a podcast.
No, yeah. Okay, we swapped over. Keep
Can't
smiling.
even see me there.
We'll come in.
This is sabotage.
Yeah. Come close to Pop the Bear.
Yeah.
Okay, but Mark, in terms of now, 'cause the one thing that people need to realize when they're becoming chefs, the same as when you're becoming a restaurateur, is that you're basically sacrificing every other aspect of your life,
Yeah.
correct? So guys, if you think you're becoming a chef, you need to understand this, is that you are going to work while others play. Literally. You're going to be working during the day, getting your kitchen ready. You're going to be serving lunch, serving food. On your off day, which is when we work 3 doubles, 3 singles. It's 9 shifts a week, 6 days a week. On your off day, you're so tired, you're sleeping.
Yeah.
So when do you find time to socialize, see your friends, see your wife, girlfriend? You know, literally, if you're a truly dedicated chef, the rest of your life takes a back seat.
Yeah, and it has, you know, over the years, I mean, I've had multiple relationships where, you know, getting home at 11:30, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and they like wake up and they're like, and now I thought we were going to watch a movie, and you're like, it was busy.
Yeah.
What did you expect? Like, it was busy, I wasn't going to leave, you know, and you make plans, you have all the best intentions, but everything else, like I said, just takes a back seat. Everything is about your kitchen, about your food, about the restaurant. Everything else just doesn't, a lot of times it just falls away and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets, like I said, in season, your life is non-existent.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't change it. That's the main thing. It's and it goes back to the rush. There's nothing better than after a day where you've just been getting slammed in the kitchen and you walk out of there and you're actually more alive and awake than at any other time.
Yeah.
It's just pure adrenaline for those guys in the kitchen.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's an
a very
amazing
good
feeling.
That's an addictive feeling.
Yeah.
Completely.
I don't have that feeling. I don't like being behind a pass. We'll say that. He'll save that story for another day. But quick one, because you are far more eloquent than me than I am. So Rockets is a fusion food. Eloquenta. Rockets is a fusion restaurant. So we serve fusion food. Okay, we serve fusion food. Boom. Explain to us what fusion food is, please.
Okay, fusion is the simplified version of it is basically taking two styles or types of cuisine and merging them, and that could be anything from a technique to a flavor to a cooking method. The most renowned one would be Tex-Mex. We all know Tex-Mex. It's taking American with Mexican and fusing those two together. The French have been doing it. Also, you have a European, Indian fusion food, Asian fusion, which is then taking either Asian with American or European. So it's just a fusing of, let's say we have a classical French dish and we pull in our South African influences onto it, you know, with our flavorings, our cooking methods, and that's what creates a fusion dish.
Okay.
So it's basically just combining the two.
Did you take notes? So when you get asked what is your menu, you can say that, Brent.
I say pizzas, pastas, burgers, and I just name everything on that menu. And they'll catch one and be like, I'll have that.
Good.
Anyway, Marky, listen, we appreciate you. Thanks for doing this today. I know you're more comfortable when you're cooking, but it was good to have you with us.
Yeah, but before he goes, he is going to be joining us for the challenge tonight.
What challenge is this now?
We're doing a challenge. We'll get on to that.
Yeah, so Mark is going to be doing it with us.
Okay, no, we'll come back. I want another song. You ready?
Oh, I thought we were done.
No way, you're not done. We'll carry on talking until we're done.
We're not that quick.
We'll do general knowledge quick. Okay, you can help with this. Okay, so 2 versus 2. Whoever loses. So what we do is we got a general knowledge forfeit game.
Yeah.
Okay, don't say you got it. You got super brains and beauty over there. I love
Trivial Pursuit.
I like that.
So the only thing I do.
Okay, so we do general knowledge, Rich.
All right.
3 questions. You and I today will ask them. Whoever gets, if they get 2 or 3 out of 3, they obviously win. If they get 1 or 0, they lose. If they lose, they forfeit.
Yeah.
If they win, we forfeit.
Yeah.
So take us through what's the forfeit today?
Going to be bicarb soda, with Coke. So you got to put the packet of bicarb in your mouth.
Okay.
Nice sip of Coke and try and hold it in your mouth as long as you can.
Okay, so that's basically number
They're
one.
making
If
chanda.
we were 5 years old
No.
and we're doing it again, but this is the Mentos challenge.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. So
Yeah.
they've changed the Mentos
On
recipe
steroids.
because people, I think, were dying doing the Mentos challenge.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were
swallowing
swallowing
it.
the Mentos.
You
Mentos
swallowing the
and
Mentos
hitting
and
each
then
other.
it explodes out of your house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so this is the Mentos challenge, but we're not going to do that. We'll just ask the questions now while dearest Larato gets ready. Because she's still taking selfies.
I'm looking at myself.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
What is the biggest state in the USA? Is it California, Alaska, or Texas? Jules, you cannot say a thing.
I'm just saying Alaska, but it's not Texas. Alaska is.
That's north.
You know, you guys, you can speak while you are.
Yeah, we
Discussing
yeah,
your
we
life.
chat, yeah.
No, it's not Texas then.
Yeah, I say Texas.
Don't mess with Texas. Alaska.
Oh, fuck.
No, Taiwan, we got this, bro.
Alright,
We got this. We got this.
You said that.
Yeah,
Do you want the second one?
Okay.
Jules. Okay. What is the capital of Hawaii? Is it Molokai, Oahu, Maui, or Honolulu?
Wait, can we hear those again?
Oh, okay. The capital of Hawaii. Do you know this?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it Molokai, Honolulu, Oahu, or Maui?
I don't know why I have to say Honolulu.
I want to say, I've already forgotten the name, but it's not Honolulu. It's the one,
Maui.
no, the one in the middle.
Molokai,
Oh, wow.
Molokai, Oahu, Maui, or Honolulu?
So he says Oahu,
Yeah.
and you say Honolulu.
Which one is it? Come on,
Go
guys.
for yours. Go.
Oh,
Pick one. Oahu.
It's Honolulu.
It's Honolulu.
I knew it.
But you wouldn't have got this.
No, but I knew it because I watch a lot of Hawaii 5 Hawaii 5 is the jam, man.
Well, you lost. I'll do the last one
Well, just
anyway.
give us the last
No,
one. If we
just
get,
do it,
because this is the last one is the hardest. So if we get this right, if we get it right, then you guys do
If
the
you get it
challenge.
right, we all do the forfeit. If you get it wrong,
Okay.
How do you gauge the difficulty?
okay. In Dirty Dancing, what was Baby's first name?
Oh,
Do you know this, Sheeta? No, she doesn't.
play musically.
She's still.
What was baby's first name?
It's on.
Okay, what was Baby's first name? Was it Jennifer, Francis, or Lizzie?
I think it's Lizzie. I could be
No.
fucking way wrong.
No. Say those names again, please.
Francis, Jennifer.
In Dirty
Lizzie.
Dancing,
Yes.
what was? Don't put Baby in the corner. What was Baby's first name? Was it Jennifer, Francis, or Lizzie? Elizabeth, Lizzie.
I'm gonna say Lizzie.
Yeah, I think it's Lizzie as
Lizzie,
well.
yeah,
but
old
he's
school.
already excited, so it's wrong.
It's old school Lizzie.
No, it's
isn't it?
Francis.
Francis.
It's Francis.
Get
It's
involved.
Francis.
I knew it was Francis.
Don't
Zero.
put Francis in the corner.
Okay, what I would like to know is why you answer when I ask the questions to Sean, you actually give him the answers, and then when we do it, you just keep quiet.
No, wait.
This is not fair.
Chief,
I
you
was
lost,
told
Chief.
I was allowed to say
No, he's not allowed to say anything anymore because he throws us off.
Okay.
Okay.
Larry.
Are you going to do it? Are you sure?
Yeah, I got this covered.
No, hang on, I want to ask Rich some more questions. Think you do it. Be playing out.
Why are you asking your teammate questions?
No, I want to ask you about where you're heading now.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, cool, amazing.
Okay,
I thought about
because
that.
you obviously,
Yeah.
well, you better back it up because you pretend to be. Richie,
Yeah.
when are we coming out of this mess in terms of COVID? When there's a,
You're asking about who?
yeah, is it a vaccine or are we going to get you basically like the Sweden type of model where it's just herd immunity?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're going for, herd immunity. You know.
Because Sweden did that, eh?
Yeah. Because you know,
And
I
they're okay.
don't think they know enough about it in order for anyone to give any like smart answers. You know, some informed answers. Because now it's airborne. Now it's not airborne. Now it lasts on the surface. Now it's in your nasal cavity. Now it's there. Now there's too much going on every
The
day.
first case was from water.
You know what I mean? So there's just too much going on, and apparently there's reinfections. You
No,
survive
that-
that nonsense, then it comes back again. So you know, who knows? Who knows?
Richard doesn't know.
Who?
Jabu. Jabu knows.
Who knows? Well,
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But like for people who are out there watching, if a restaurant is employing parameters within the COVID-19 stipulations, support the restaurants, guys.
Yeah.
Really. Not just Rockets, support your favorite restaurant. Go out there, support them. Make sure if they don't have it in place, leave. That's fine, I can understand that. But if they take your temperature when you're walking in, if you don't have a mask, they don't let you in. Tables are interspaced. Support the shops because the employment industry, the hospitality industry in this country employs so many people, and those people support families. So when you hear people say, "Oh, it's safer at home just to stay away," it's not.
It is.
It's not. It is. You missed a house party, bro. How what you are doing and organizing is...
I shouldn't even be here.
Yeah, we sanitize. There's a lot of restaurants sanitize.
What measures are you putting in place in a house party?
I saw a clip today where it was about like gauging risk, and like people taking responsibility for themselves in this pandemic, right? All the stuff, well, most of the stuff that comes with this pandemic is things we should have been doing anyway, hygiene, keep your social distance, don't be in my space, don't share shit, like a lot of the stuff that we could really like work towards combating the pandemic if we were just responsible for ourselves as people. So it doesn't matter where you are, could be at home, at restaurants, whatever the case may be, but I do want to say something kind of grim to what you were saying about supporting the restaurants in the area. The truth of the matter is that the economy is taking a knock. The people are taking a knock. People have income, entertainment industry, the hospitality industry. Everyone's taking a knock. Like, people don't have money. They're taking pay cuts. They've gotten laid off.
Losing jobs.
You know what I mean? So it's a shit show all around.
So basically what we're saying is support your local business in terms of coffee shop, restaurant, obviously not club, anywhere that you can't sustain a measure between you over the table next door or stuff like that, or if an establishment is not taking procedures, fine, don't go there. But support if you can.
Yeah.
Really, if you can.
Please.
You must support.
If you can.
If you can, support.
We need your support, guys.
Stay away from house parties.
What camera you know?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stay away from house parties.
Support us.
Okay.
What you got to understand is that each person, say for instance upstairs, you got one waiter actually feeds 4 people at home.
Yeah.
So it's not just them that are suffering, it's the 4 people at home that are suffering. So it's 5 people.
No, even myself being fed, I'm feeding 5 people at home as well. Everyone's feeding everyone.
Do you make up 2 of them?
3.
4.
No, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true, yeah.
DJs,
Yeah.
waiters, business owners, everybody's suffering. Just know that as long as that establishment puts things in place, support them.
Yeah.
Support them. They mustn't downplay it, but if they are acting responsibly, definitely support them.
Yeah.
And allow people to be adults and consume alcohol while they are sitting down.
And shout out to the governments in the country, man, and the Department of Health. Actually, the Minister of Health right now, I worked with for about 10 years, William Keating, when he was the Treasurer General of the ANC. Very astute, very smart, very level-headed man,
Can you phone him and tell him to allow alcohol at restaurants?
Okay, I'll try to call him now.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Do that.
Okay, but anyway,
And
that's
open the lockdown.
Yeah.
a lobbying fee. What are you saying? But anyway,
You're still not raising funds for them, by the way.
what I'm saying,
That's why they
what I'm
fired you.
saying, what I'm saying is that we have to commend the measures they put into place, because everywhere you go to, a service station, a restaurant, everywhere you go to, you see the lines on the floor there. It's because those things are regulated by the government, right? By the health. They shut you down if you don't adhere to the regulations. So we have to commend them in terms of like the measures that have been put in place, because they've done their best, dude.
No.
We're developing
No,
a nation.
I think you need to qualify that statement. Commend them for the measures they've put in place that are based on rationality.
Yes.
Yes. Okay?
As opposed to
The alcohol ban in restaurants when you're sitting down, there's no rational forethought in that. The tobacco ban, basically the measures that only South Africa has done, that the rest of the world haven't done, I'm not commending them for that.
Okay,
That doesn't make sense.
there is a case we made there.
But definitely I think the thought process in the beginning, bang on.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy to shut down
We
an
actually
economy.
case study initially, yeah.
And I'm happy to commend them on that, because I
Yeah.
think the intentions in the beginning were good. These measures that are not rational, I'm not commending them for that. I refuse, right? Because it's destroying business.
It really is.
Irrational measures right now that they're putting in place in terms of restaurants, not being able to have a glass of wine or a beer when you're sitting down, and forcing people to party at houses where there's no parameters in place, that mustn't be commended. Hell
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, but there's over 10 to 15,000 restaurants that have closed down since COVID has opened.
On 4th Avenue in Parkhurst, there's 7 restaurants that have closed down out of 16.
Yeah. Shit.
And how many people have they employed, and how many families are they supporting? And they probably would have survived. So people have made it through lockdown for those first 3 months. Restaurant owners have gone like, I'm holding on, I'm white knuckling through this.
Yeah.
And then we've been allowed to open but not serve alcohol, and it's just poof.
there's nothing you can do. Yeah.
Literally, you cut at the knees. There's nothing you do.
No, I think we need some music. That's kind of sad.
We're coming back. She's gonna lighten the load as she always does.
Yeah.
No, but
You just ruined it for us, yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's sad.
Now, hang on. I'm sorry. We need
Yeah.
to talk about these things on TV. We have to. You know,
Yeah.
we have to. So, but we'll lighten the load
So
with
it's
two
all
things.
5 of you guys watching out there, you know.
Yeah, we get 600 views, bro.
Hey?
We get 600 views.
8.
We get 600. We get but now that you're here, we probably go down to minus 200.
Completely with that negativity, you
If
know
you-
what? Can we
I
cut
want
this,
you
yeah?
to Jules give us the stats of the show and see how many the retention. Give me some stats.
Retention's actually really good right
I'm
now.
telling you.
We're not retaining
Telling you.
anything. When you open
Telling
your
you.
mouth, you don't retain anything.
He's so full of shit,
Yeah, I'm
you know?
telling you.
Oh my gosh. I wish we'd go out to lockdowns
Yeah.
and have to see Rich
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
Okay, wait, let's do the forfeit, Rich. We won, by the way.
Yeah, by the way.
We actually did win. So, this is a Coca-Cola. Really, just stand back.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got to put a packet of bicarb in their mouth. Packet of bicarb. One packet for you, Mark.
I'm completely out of the shot. Look at it.
No, come in the shot, bro. Okay. No, sit down. You have to do it.
Let's
Sit
go.
down, sit down, both of you. Come in shot. No, leave your top.
Yo, we're just trying to...
Hey, this is for
Oh,
party.
I've got a shirt underneath.
ready.
I just got to go back to work.
Bicarb in.
This is bad.
Bicarb in.
I'll tell you what
White
we do.
people shit.
Larato, are you ready? Because you're going to cut you as soon as they make a mess.
Just a bit.
Okay, wait, before we put it in, while you have the bicarb in your mouth. Richie, thanks for being on the show.
Only a pleasure, man.
Larato,
Love you, love you.
thanks my sister.
Thanks for inviting me.
ShejayGlam.
ShejayGlam.
And who's Larato? ShejayGlam, that's the only way we know you. Thank you for being with us. Okay.
Pause that shit,
No.
man.
Yeah, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Big step. No! Brent, I'll kill you. Done.
Thanks, man.
Alright.
Jeez, that could.
Okay.
Nice one.
That's Rockets TV acting all mature once again. Thanks guys for tonight. Thanks Jules. Thanks Donnie for filming at the back. B, Mark, thanks for being on the show. ShejayGlam,
There we go.
love you. Let's play out.